Good morning and welcome to Saturday's special of Dr.Lamba's Awakening Call. Recently, some events happened. Yesterday, day before, and then I felt that as if the whole world has turned topsy-turvy. And we, as human beings, have lost the right to be called human. Our attitude is not that of animals, because animals have more empathy, more sympathy, and more natural compassion. There must be new species evolving at subhuman level, at sub-animal level. These two incidents took place in two largest and the biggest democracies in the world. The first one happened in USA, or rather chronologically, the first one happened in India, and the second one happened in USA. As a matter of fact, the first one was a repeat of what happened in Pakistan about a week back, where a woman was raped on the highway, but she was not killed. In India, a woman was raped, her spine was broken, she was battered, and she died. And the police, instead of taking action against the culprits, tried to hide them, protect them, and burn the body of the woman to destroy all evidence. Anyway, we'll take that up because that was a blot on humanity. But then the subculture of South Asia is replete with examples of rape. And I wrote recently in my article about 3 days back how rape culture permeates Pakistani and Indian psyche. Anyway, maybe that's global. That's what the psychologists and anthropologists would tell. And then, day before yesterday, rather the night of day before and yesterday, President Trump and his wife was tested positive for coronavirus. Well, nothing amazing about that. If more than million people have died and many million more people have suffered, the death rate being just 1.6%, so more than that means 10 million people, 100 million people have suffered, have been declared positive. So that's okay. People fall sick and they'll recover. But the reaction of the Democrats, most of them, was not at all in conformity with what we call a human attitude. Normally, in our daily discourse, we say, well, I feel sorry. And even if somebody is our enemy, we feel at the most. If we don't say feel sorry and we don't feel compassion, we don't feel empathy, we just shrug our shoulders and move on. But not this time. The reaction of the people, of the Democrats, majority of them, was too horrible to be described in words. As a matter of fact, the whole thing smacks of absolutely animal instincts. And as I said, animals have more compassion and humanity. But then there are some animals like vultures and kites, the birds of prey, who don't have that. So this was, as a matter of fact, a vulture attitude. The birds of prey, hoping for the dead. And the first such stupid, inhuman, atrocious, disturbing, detestable, despicable reaction came from. Zara Rahim. Now, Rahim is a word which means merciful. What a travesty of the word itself. Now, Zara Rahim was a campaign leader of Hillary Clinton. So, a very important person as far as the Democratic Party hierarchy goes. And her tweet was immediately, I wish him dead, as if she is waiting for him to die so that she can dance on his dead body, eat his heart, and express her joy. Can you imagine anybody wishing anybody dead? I mean, I cannot believe that any human being, least of all a woman who is supposed to be very compassionate and amazingly called the merciful one Rahim, wishing somebody dead simply because his political ideas don't gel with your ideas. There's a person, Alex Black, he's a writer, and writers are supposed to be full of human milk of human kindness. And he says, just a quick note of support for Hope Hicks, because she is the advisor to President Trump. She's also tested positive. So he supports Hope Hicks and President Trump. I hope, and this is the hope, I hope they both die. Anything else? No, there's still more to come. Daniel Golson from the Roadshow tweeted, I don't feel bad about hoping he dies because I've been hoping for that since 2015. 5 years have passed, the hopes have not been fulfilled, and most probably they will not be fulfilled now. There's a saying in Hindustani, especially Punjabi, that if the crows wish people to be dead, then the people don't die. There's another Black Lives Matter activist. Black Lives Matter. Other lives do not. So this lady, Danielle Mosquete, Miscotto, she tweeted, I'm not one to laugh at other people's suffering. Very good, very compassionate, merciful. But then she goes on, ha 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 ha, burn in hell, you mother F dot 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 ER. Abusive, hellish, not even vulture would be that. She belongs to a different breed. Then Brad Galloway tweets, I don't want the current powers in GOP to rally behind someone savvier and more civilized than Trump. Okay, no problem. That is your idea. But I'm not going to pretend to be polite here. I hope Trump F dot 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 in fucking dies a painful COVID death, and I'm not sorry. Not only does he wish him dead, but he wishes him a painful death. This is some selection from the front lead Democrat spokesperson, writers, and whatnot. Do one believes that they are not an expression of the Democratic Party as a whole? As a matter of fact, till now there has been no declaration of or an announcement of sympathy from Nancy Pelosi, from Joe Biden, who call themselves to be a paragon of gentlemanliness, from Kamala Harris, who prides herself on a black and Indian compassion, where is all this gone? Now, why has it happened? I agree that man is basically a combination of a monkey, a camel, and a tiger. But then why do we forget that the monkeys have the largest amount of compassion? They don't feel and wish each other death. Camels are very jealous, very vindictive, but they don't wish each other death. Tigers kill, but not other tigers. They kill other species. So these Democrats are the human beings, or the perpetrators of that horrible crime in Lahore and in Hathras in India. Are they fit to be called human beings? Now, being a human essentially means to be humane. And then civility, decency. I agree that the word civility has lost its meaning in these days of brash rudeness, but one may not be civil, but there's no reason to be malignant. These people have no compassion, accept it. Then how do they call themselves Christians and the moral leaders of the world? The same people who were wishing Trump dead would be shedding copious tears on the death of an unknown person in Congo, provided he belongs to that group of people. Expression of sympathy for that person might get them some votes, some acclamation. The Christians dying in Somalia, Nigeria, did not elicit any sympathy from them. But death of one Muslim elicits all the sympathies. I'm not against expressing sympathies for the death of a Muslim or a Christian or a Hindu or a Jew. I'm not for saying that even that you should be absolutely shedding tears, copious tears at somebody falling sick. But I definitely do not think that it's human to wish somebody dead simply because the political ideas differ. I definitely shudder to think that four people can catch hold of a 19-year-old girl, rape her, cut her tongue, break her spine, incapacitate her, leave her in the fields. And then the police comes, takes the body and burns the body in the midnight. This is simply not even animalistic. That's why yesterday, when somebody on Facebook said that what's happening is not human, I said, no, it's not even animal life. There must be some new species evolving, a sub animal species, because this subhuman would be above animal, it has to be sub animal species. This new species is making headway and are becoming the leaders of the community and society. And therein lies the tragedy of the human race. If such people are the role models, What shall their followers be? Imagination shudders even to think of that is situation where people have lost all compassion, gratitude even, gratitude for being human, all consideration. What happened in India and Pakistan is only when penis overcame reason, the passion was too strong. Horrible. What happened in USA shows ossification of feelings, arteriosclerosis of heart and mind, and sub-animal emotions overtaking these democrats. I pity such a generation and such a race which produces animals like this. I abhor such a community which can tolerate such vultures and kites. I detest the thought that these people should be living on this planet and posing to be human beings while they are the extreme form of blood sucking leeches and vultures waiting for the people to die or killing them. I refuse to acknowledge them as human beings, as animals, as living species. And such species, such people need to be eradicated, eliminated. Either reform them or put them behind such walls that they cannot be seen, they cannot be heard, they cannot be smelled. Stinking, nauseating, horrible sub-animal species, that's what they are. And I pity to think that they are the form like you and me, that they look like you and me, that we regard them as creators, like that writer Alex, the leaders, and the role models. Shame on us for accepting it, and shame on them for being what they are. Thank you.